I figured I would do a live feed. I was going to make a video wandering around here, but I could not find what I was looking for. Where I am, if you don't know from behind me, I mean, this could be anywhere really. Um, oh, my feed is backwards. My Tom's World logo is backwards. Um, I'm in Neshaminy State Park, and what I was doing was looking for a building that I found on a map. And listen, I know I am going up against the Eagles game right now, so it's a little tough for me to get viewers, and I get that. But and it's starting to rain too, so this may not be all that long. Maybe I'll do a live feed later on tonight. But what I was looking for is, you see behind me, there's a building back here. That's the Playmasters. It's a theater group, and directly across from that, right in front of me, there was a building here, and I was looking for any remnants of the building to see if I could find anything. I mean, it was a new adventure to try to check the building out, and I don't think I can flip the camera. Maybe I can. Let me see. Oh, I can. All right, cool. So somewhere in here, yeah, right here, there's the only remnant of this building. This bigger tree right here. The rain's really coming down. It's right up in here. I don't know if you can really see it. There's a light fixture coming off of the tree. Right about here somewhere. It's hard to see on my phone. I don't think it lets me zoom. Oh, it does. How about that? There you go. You see that little curvy thing right there? That's the light fixture that's on that tree, and that seems to be the only remnant of that building. Now, I don't know what it is. My coworker said that he thinks it might have been an administrative building or something to do with the caretaker or something like that. I don't even know how to see comments on here. I don't usually go live with YouTube. I usually use something else. So I don't know if I have any comments or not, but hello to everybody that's watching. We are live from Neshaminy State Park, where it is starting to rain. And as I was saying, my hopes was that straight across from the Playmasters that we'd find a building or remnants of a building that was in there that I never knew about. All there was just that little light fixture on the building. But I figure, why not do a quick live while I'm here. I didn't expect the rain to start coming this quick. So we'll go take a walk just through this little wooded wall here, and we'll go see the garden. Let's see. I've seen people look up the comments before while they're doing a live. Oh, what's going on here? I have no idea what I'm doing with the YouTube live. I'm used to being on my computer, and I use a third-party software to go live. The StreamYard, the one that has a little duck in the upper right-hand corner when I go live. So, my apologies for trying to see what this says on the screen. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Something. I don't know. Went away now. We got a couple kids riding their bikes through here. A couple other kids running up behind them. I'll give them all a chance to pass by before we intrude on them and have them in the video. I don't like having people in the video when I don't have their permission. It's not kids, it's family, and they've stopped because they saw me. So we'll just go ahead and head into the garden. And see what's shaking. See if the volunteers, I know they were here today. See if they blew off things. Oh, they put stuff in here. Oh, these are the bushes they were talking about. So they're like hedges or bushes. I forget what they're called. I don't think they put any names on it. Nope. No names. That's okay. They got some mulched up leaves around it. They could have just used mulch. There's a whole big pile of it over in there somewhere. You see the playing cards. You can actually see these like well presented on Google Maps, like from the satellite view. Pretty cool. I know that there was somebody here for the street view walking around the park sometime in the last couple months. So there might be new street views available, if not now, but soon. And yeah, they did blow off the chessboard. I did that earlier this week, and the very next day, you'd never even know I did anything. It's crazy. But garden's still looking good. You see we got a new bench over there. That's for a young guy who was like 20 years old, and he passed. I think it was an accident. It says, "Catch me in a dream." It's nice. And of course, we still have the other two benches. One for one of the volunteers in the Bensalem High School class of 70. Here's the chessboard. I was yelled at one time for not showing the chessboard when I made a video here. So I make sure to always include it. You can see the piles of leaves just on the outside of the fence. That's mostly for me the other day. I'm sure some of it is to do with them now, like what they did today. But the volunteers are still doing a great job. I'm still thankful to have been able to be a part of them at one point. I mean, not only the founding volunteer, but just to be a part of the team was an honor. To be part of what brought back the beauty of this place, which is going to be the subject for the article that I had mentioned on my live feed last week. And if you missed that, basically what's going on is an article is going to be made about this garden. It was already made once back in 2016 by a columnist named Carl Laveau, and he talked about the history and stuff like that. And my mom had come across his article. She reached out to him, let him know what the volunteers and I did in here, and he wanted to come out and see it for himself. He wanted to write an article, so I'm actually going to be in that article in the Bucks County Courier-Times on November 3rd. So if you're local, make sure you check that out. I'm going to have a link to the online version of it. I'm going to post it everywhere. I'm going to post it on my Facebook. I'm going to post it on my YouTube, everywhere and anywhere I can. Just because I think it's an honor that somebody of such stature, who this man used to be the editor of the Courier-Times, and he has become an established author, award-winning, stuff like that. So just the fact that he wanted to take interest in this is an honor as well. I still don't know if I have any comments. I'm not sure what all these buttons do. That's not a button I want. Ah, all messages are visible. Ah, hey, what's up, Ray? I finally saw it. Okay, now I can see it. So now I should be able to see the messages as they come up. So make sure you say hi, just so that I can make sure that I'm seeing the messages. And you can see a new tree has gone in here in honor of one of the volunteers who has passed. One thing I am jealous of her of right now, if there is an afterlife, that she gets to meet and talk to the Logans. That would be awesome. You have been spotted, Ray. So this area right here, if you hadn't seen previous videos where I talked about it, this used to be a platform for a bench, and the two sides of the bench were made of concrete, and they were in the shape of like a Griffith, or Griffith, yeah, Griffith. Is it TH at the end? Yeah, Griffith. Griffith, where it's like half human, half like the Egyptian things. So each side was one of them, and then it had like wood going in between it. One of those sides is still around somewhere. I choose not to say where, but I know where it is. And it still exists. I have pictures of it. And I'll see if I do a live feed later and anybody's interested in that, remind me about the pictures of the bench, and I'll see if I can find that and bring it up. It's very likely that I will do a live feed later on tonight. There's not going to be too much going on. Eagles are on right now. I should be home watching them. However, I'm not. I kind of felt a little restless sitting at home. So I wanted to come out and check things out. The rain has subsided, thankfully. Still a pretty dreary day. But I did get to talk in person with Carl Laveau, the guy that's going to be writing the article. Let me see here. Is this the one park? Yes, this is the one I volunteered at. All these paths here, well, I'd say 90-some% of these brick paths were all underground, like buried in mud and dirt and weeds and grass. And the other volunteers and I, we dug all this up and made sure that every path was then exposed. And they've painted the 2 to 3 inches, huh? The spade planters, they have painted white to make them stand out, which I was saying you can actually see on Google Earth and Google Maps. And what this is again, for those who have not seen the earlier videos with the explanation of this garden, this was part of a private property. The mansion was over here, and this whole garden was Alice in Wonderland themed. So there is a Humpty Dumpty up on the wall there, which Humpty Dumpty was mentioned in, I think it was Through the Looking Glass. It was either Through the Looking Glass or the original Alice in Wonderland book, not the Disney version. Also not in the Disney version, the 3 playing cards that Alice met when she arrived at the Queen's Castle that were painting white roses red because they planted the wrong ones. They were all cards, just like they were in the Disney version, but they weren't hearts, they were spades. So you had the 7 of spades, the 2 of spades, and the 5 of spades, which is, it's weird that these 3 numbers were the numbers in the book, and it's what Mr. Logan decided to use, because if you mix them up, and I know this is really stretching, if you mix those 3 numbers up and you do the 2 first and then the 7 then the 5, that would be my birth month and year. So I was destined to be here at some point. The raised bed garden, it's looked a lot better. It's been through a lot this year. There was some disease that went on with the black-eyed Susan and a couple other plants that we had in here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, it really has changed, Ray. And the reflecting pond that they had here was already filled with dirt, and they've utilized just this area right here for some plants. There's some really cool looking ones, like a pinkish purple flower that grows there during the spring and summer. Really nice. And the fountain, we filled in with dirt, and well, when I was still part of the volunteer team, I think is when we filled that up. And then they have since put plants in there. Let's see what Ray said. Long time ago, it was so overtaken with weed. Yeah, it's a lot better now. I wish there was some way to get this to have worked again. It's a fountain, so the water would come out of the fish's mouth. There was a little bowl here that somebody stole at some point, like a half shell bowl, and then the overflow would go down into here, and in the very bottom here there was a drain, And then there was a pipe that came out the side here, and it just kind of got recycled or whatever. However, in order to fix that, we would need to ruin the wall, which we don't want to do. Not this side or the other side. So we just kind of live with it the way it is. But here's Humpty. He's looked a lot better. He's chipped away some over the years, but he hasn't really fallen apart much in the last couple of years. Once again, I'm going to try to see if I can get some like clear plastic put over him for the winter to stop moisture from getting in there and then freezing and expanding and hurting him more. I wanted to do that last year. It did not come to be. I talked to my old boss about it. Now he is no longer the boss, so maybe in talking to people now, I'll be able to get that done. This would be the pond that was actually inside of the greenhouse. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ray. So at the end of this wall, there was a carriage house attached right to here, which is why you see like some jagged rocks on the end. And it went all the way over to about where that tree is, and it extended out to the road. Behind that carriage house, which was 2 stories, was a greenhouse that came out. And again, you can almost see, well, not so much now. It could use a mow back here, but when it's freshly mowed, you could almost see the line of where it went to. It pretty much went right up to the bricks here, and there you would see the corner over there if the bench wasn't there. And the greenhouse was pretty good size, and this actually was not a raised bed at the time. That was a cold frame, so it's basically like a mini greenhouse. And there's pipes that go around the bottom that would pipe in warm water to keep the temperature controlled. And of course the mansion. And you can see all the leaves are starting to change around here. Little by little they've been changing. Some of them still haven't changed much yet. What I'm really waiting for is on the other side of the garden, those ginkgo trees. Some of them started to turn yellow, but last year they turned yellow like all at one time. It was like a golden yellow color. It was beautiful, especially when the sun would hit it from either side. But you could see the end one is turning yellow. So, and the tops are starting to turn yellow a little bit. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, my original reason for coming here was to make a video for that one building I was looking for, and there's nothing left of it except a little light fixture that's on a tree. So I decided that I was not going to upload that video. I didn't get too far into it, really, so no big deal. But yeah, this is Sorobia in the Neshaminy State Park. My favorite place in the world as of right now. Now, when my YouTube channel blows up, if it blows up, and I start getting all kinds of money, and I can travel all over the place, all over the country, all over the world, making new videos, then I might adopt a new favorite place. But for the time being, locally, this, not just this park, but this garden is my favorite place in the world. Ray says, once I get my new home by the lake, I would like to go visit you and other friends in the general area. That'd be cool. That would definitely be cool. We've never met in person. For a while there, we didn't even meet on camera, for like on the webcams and stuff like that. And it's been quite a long time, man. Quite a long time. Anyway, we'll leave the garden here and we'll go outside. There's an old piece of farming equipment over here. What's it called? A combine? No, it's not something like that. It's probably pulled by tractor, maybe by horse at one time. The nature took it back, so here it stays. It's pretty cool. There used to be a barn behind this little building here. Had a theater on the second floor, which was ironic that they had a theater there, and then the Playmasters opened up a theater there. And here's the other side of the wall, so like right about in here is where the fountain is, and we'd have to destroy that wall, and that would be a shame. We can't. We just can't. Woo! Rain was coming off of the trees there. Thought it was coming down again for a second. And in case anybody was wondering what that big thing is over there, that's just an old water buffalo. That was for the volunteers, so they had constant access to water and they didn't need us. And over here is where the mansion was. It's a shame. That mansion came down in the 60s. They said it had a problem with termites, but it also had a problem with people going in there and busting out the walls, because rumor went around that Mr. Logan hid gold in the walls. He did not. He was smarter than that. I mean, Robert Logan came from a very smart, very wealthy family, long-standing family. And his descendant, like great-great-great-grandfather or something like that, was William Penn's secretary, which is where they started, I guess, with their notability and their wealth. But hello to everybody else coming on. We're in Neshaminy State Park. I was just in the garden back there, walking around, checking stuff out. There's the pool all closed down. I love when the pool is closed. Makes this job a lot easier. Nobody's picnicking. It's a beautiful thing. Not that it matters, I don't work tomorrow, so. Matter of fact, this is my my last week of the season coming up. So I gotta figure out something. Unemployment just doesn't cut it. I see that I have some more people on now. What's up, Malin? You know where I am. You've been here, man. But I just figured I'd, walk around in here, do a live feed. I don't. Let me ask this: is the live feed coming through in good quality? Because I never know until I go back home and see it, and a lot of times I get discouraged. Like, man, video quality on that sucked. Yep. The peace spot. Not the P spot, the peace spot. Had to emphasize that. But is the quality of the video coming through all right? I mean, it's not like glitchy or anything like that, or I mean, I have a pretty decent signal. I don't even know what I'm broadcasting at. In and out. That sucks. I guess I need a better carrier. Currently have T-Mobile, so. But I figure we could go down. Now, one last thing before I leave. Go down here to Winks Lane. It's the name of the street on the other side of State Road, so that's just what we call this. Even though you're not allowed to drive on here. We are, when we're working. It's a good signal. It's just what, like the video's like stopping for a second and then starting again. Still though, I wish the live feeds would be as flawless. I'm good now? All right. Maybe because I'm going out towards State Road. Further away from the Delaware. The murky waters of the Delaware, they clog up the Wi-Fi and the signals and stuff. They don't really. But now I wish the live feeds were always the same quality as the videos. There's a reason we're going down this way. It's not just to see State Road. I did a video, I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe last year, maybe longer. Down here at the end, just on the right side, is what remains of the carriage house that used to be for Serobia. Guess what? So this was the main entrance for Serobia, and been making money on Twitch. Wow, I make very little money here on YouTube, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I love it. So right here and right here, there was 2 pillars, and on top of the pillars there were these statues of cats, and then there was a sign on the front gate that said oh, it pauses and comes back. That sucks. There was a sign on it that said Serobia sanctuary for birds, animals, and humans, something like that. And that particular sign is actually over at the Historical Society right now, and I have pictures of that too. That, should I do my live feed later on, is buffering. That does happen. Should I do my live feed later on, which I probably will, that can be another picture that you can remind me to put up while I'm doing that live feed, when I have access to it on my computer. I don't have access to it here on my phone. Trying to see if there's a way for me to get in here, because it's a little overgrown right now. And they're doing a lot of digging up here. They're widening State Road for Amazon. I think I can get in here. Now you can see there's a little piece of concrete there. There are pieces of concrete left from the building, and here are some right there, some right here, down there, and there's even a well. Well, that's a rather deep subject. But as you can see, it's been filled in. Back up and get a better view of it. I have to just not fall over the concrete. But yeah, it's all right here. That's the old well. Or it could have been a sewer system. I assume from the size of it though that it was a well. But I think that's pretty cool. You know, the old carriage house here, the guy that took care of who entered and who didn't. There's still parts of that here, which I can thank one of my subscribers for that. Can't remember exactly who it was that told me about it. It may have been Rich, it may have been Chris. It may have been Chris. I'm not 100% sure. Not Malin, Chris Cullen. But somebody did tell me about this, and I did not really hesitate to come check it out, because it's very cool. I love finding ruins of places, especially things within the Sorovia property. I mean, come on. It's my place. It's my hangout. If I could go back in time right now, if somebody came to me and said, listen, you can go back in time for one day, just one day, to visit anywhere, anytime, I would have to go back to Sorovia when it was in its heyday, when the artists were here, the artist colony. But I would want to bring my phone with me so I could record it. But if I could bring my phone with me to record things to go back in time, ooh, I'd really have to think about that. Because there'd be so many things I could go see and get documented on the phone. Nobody would believe that I really went back in time. But, you know, I don't know. There's so many things that I could see, that I would love to see. Like just kind of hang out down there on the Delaware and make a video of back when Washington did his crossing over at, oddly enough, Washington's Crossing Park. He had another regiment here, right within the boundaries of Neshaminy State Park, waiting to cross. I think that was General Caldwater, I think his name was. Him and some other general, and they were supposed to be crossing here as part of the plan for that revolution. And I was just reading about it today, and I finally got the facts straight of what happened. The men and the horses and everything had gotten across the Delaware, but due to the ice and the heaviness of the boats that had the artillery in it to take over, the cannons and stuff like that, they weren't able to get over with that. So orders came down saying, all right, you guys that made it across, you got to come back now because we can't get the artillery across. And the guys actually thought for a minute, should we just go ahead without them and just do it anyway? They did not. They decided to follow orders and came back. And thankfully they did so, because had they gone forward without all the weapons and the artillery, somehow it would have thwarted what George Washington did, and this country would be a very different place right now. Random history lesson. You know me. Love my history, especially the local kind. You know, people nowadays, they don't, and I say this in so many different ways to so many different people and in so many different videos, that people just don't realize current day, the history of around us here, just locally, things that happen, people that lived here, names you have heard your whole life because it was the name of a road, never knowing that there was a whole story behind the person with that name. This is what fuels me when I find something new. You know, I try to look up everything I can, and I don't always find everything, which is why I reach out to all of you, and all of you have helped me so much in getting new information. And this rain is really coming down, so I'm going to put my phone away before it gets wet. But I will most likely be back tonight, sitting in my computer chair. So please make sure, keep an eye out. I'll put a little scheduled thing up so you know what time I'll be up. Maybe around 7, somewhere in there, 7:30, and we can talk more then. And I won't have quality of video that goes in and out all the time. So anyway, thanks for coming along once again. Keep an eye out for me later. Make sure you check out my merch shop. Make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you give all my videos a like. And subscribe if you have not yet. And yeah, all right, that's enough. So I will see you all a little later tonight.